All right, so I'm gonna show you how to make this breakout board for your circuit playground. And what's great is that all of these little touch pads, you can connect up to your project permanently, and then you can easily remove your circuit breakout, or your circuit playground, by just simply removing it and then taking these tabs back. So then you've got them open, and then to put it back in, you simply line up the holes with those pins, and then you fold them back over and it locks it in place. All right, so the materials that you're going to need for this is, we're using a note card to attach it. You need 8 brass fasteners, a small strip of sticky backed copper tape, and a small pencil. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our card, and on the back side of it, I'm going to take my circuit playground, place it right there in the middle, and I'm just gonna trace a circle around it. And now all of the number pins, so number 12, number 6, number 9, number 10, and over here, number 1, number 0, number 2, and number 3. We'll take it off. And now we've got all of our spots right there of our capacitive touch pads. I'm gonna take the pencil and I'm just gonna make a small hole. Carefully, don't poke your finger. And it doesn't have to be real big, we're just breaking through the paper. The same thing over on the other side. All right, so now we've got those holes, and this is gonna be the front side of our paper. So again, on the back, what I'm gonna do is, one of the things that's very important is that we've got it so that there's the 2 tabs on the fasteners. And one of the tabs on the fastener we have underneath our copper tape, and the other one is just for holding down the circuit playground. So to do that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my fastener, and there's usually a longer leg and a shorter leg. So I'm gonna have the longer leg facing out, and I'm gonna have it be parallel to the line here. So I got the circular line, and I want it to be parallel to that because we want them to kind of radiate out. So I'm gonna go ahead and push that through. Flipping over to the, push that through again, and then flipping it over. I've got that right there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna separate them out. So the one on the tab on the outside, I'm gonna fold down, and I have the other one facing up. Now, one of the things you have to be careful of on this is when you put on multiple of these, because they're so close together, they're gonna touch most likely, and that's gonna cause it to short out, or they're gonna just simply act as one touch pad. So we don't want that. So to insulate it, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our painter's tape. I think I forgot to mention that. So you're gonna need some painter's tape, and I'm gonna simply rip off a little piece here, and I'm gonna use this as an insulator. So on there, I'm just gonna put my tape right over it. And the goal here is that I want this painter's tape to separate this fastener from this one. So if you cover up the hole, you can just flip over to the other side, push the little hole in there, and you can see where it is. So the same thing as before, I want the longer end to be on the outside. I'm gonna push that through. And then on this side now, and when I angle these out, I want it to kind of go at an outside angle, like that. Because the idea is that, again, you want all of these to radiate out from where the circuit playground is gonna be in the middle. Because that way now when you're attaching it to your project, you have a bigger space between these so that none of these end up touching and then causing any problems with the circuitry of it. All right, so we've got those. If you want to, you can put another piece of painter's tape over this. I'd say just go ahead and do that. And that way it's just gonna hold it in place. There's no way that fastener can fall out. And flipping it back over, we now have that. So now I'm gonna take our copper tape, I'm gonna rip off a small strip, peel off the backing. So what's nice about this is that it's kind of like a sticker. And so it's gonna conduct electricity through that sticky part onto the foil. And now what I'm gonna do is, as close as I can right there, press it down, and then out. And so I want it to be a nice, good connection right there. Be very careful you don't get too close to any of the other spots. So I'm gonna do that with another little strip here, or to that other pin, other wire strip thing. All right, I was gonna do the same thing here on this one now. Put that on there. And again, I want these to kind of radiate away from each other so that when I connect them up to something else in my project, I've got lots of room between them so there's no chance of them accidentally touching. So now I've got my 2. They're set up right there. I go ahead and line these back up. So I'm gonna have this connect to the 0 and the 1 pin. And right now, to really make that connection, I just fold that over. And these don't have to be touching down onto the foil. That's fine. As long as these are folded over, we've got a whole circuit, electrical connection going through and touching that. So this pad will now be conductive for this pin, and this pad will be conductive or that pin right there. So go ahead and do the same thing as you're going along with those other other 6. And then once you've got all 8 of them set up, you'll then have it right there. So you can then remove your circuit playground from your project, and you can always then just simply snap it back in by folding these back over it. You can also fold them in too while you're storing it so that these don't accidentally get ripped off.